Well, hello, everybody. My name is Deanna Sandstrom. I'm Vice President of Sales and Industry Relations at Prestige Global Meeting Source. Appreciate you joining our webinar with our fabulous partner, RMC. They have been a partner with us for many, many years, and I'm excited to have John show you their fabulous destinations and what really sets them apart as a DMC partner. We will be muted, so please, if anyone has any questions or comments, put them in the chat and we will jump in and bring those up as they come up. We really want this to be an interactive session for everybody. So thanks again, and John, take it away.
Thank you, Deanna. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Thanks very much for joining us today. Your time is very valuable, and I hope that the content I share today is beneficial. My name is John O'Donovan, as Deanna said, and I've worn many hats in my career. I've been on the event planning side for Citigroup in New York. I've done fundraising. I've been on the hotel side in multiple capacities: sales, catering, conference services, food and beverage. So I really feel like I have a good understanding of the kind of complete event cycle. And my job today is somewhat education, but also just to kind of stress, I want to make the process easier with education, with content, with some resources. So anyhow, with that, I'm just going to, as Deanna said, also feel free to ask any questions. We can interrupt the flow anytime to talk about that. We've built in some time. And I would like to start with a video, which already kind of sets the tone about who RMC is and what a DMC does.
In 1989, Sean Thompson acquired a destination management company in the Rockies of Colorado. She was a pioneer in the field with a passion to create unforgettable experiences and the knowledge on how to provide first-class service. It came as no surprise how quickly RMC grew, evolved, and expanded into the multi-generational, woman-owned luxury DMC it is today. In destinations all over the country, RMC has a deep history of building meaningful partnerships, which allows us to deliver exceptional experiences and elevated events for clients who have seen and done it all. At RMC, we are innovators. We are pioneers. We are curators of exceptional experiences in America's most sought-after destinations, coast to coast. We believe in the art of gathering. We believe in the power of experiences.
Thank you. I've watched that video hundreds of times and it still gives me goosebumps. I think we're very proud of that. We actually built that right after COVID. And it really kind of, for me personally, it shows how important what we do, events are so critical to the economy, to our businesses, to our clients. And I just really think that, what we try and bring is we try and elevate your events. So what is a DMC? I'll read actually a definition because I do think it's very succinct. Destination Management Company, or DMC, is a professional service company that specializes in the planning and execution of events, activities, tours, and transportation in a specific destination. We leverage our in-depth local knowledge, expertise, and resources to design and implement programs and services tailored to the needs of tourists and event planners. So I'll expand on that as we go through the presentation. So the way I like to put it is, you contract with your hotel for your rooms and your food and beverage, your airline for your flights. We can take care of everything else. DMCs, or destination management companies, were originally called ground handlers. So as soon as your people hit the ground, we could take care of your meet and greet, your transportation, activities, offsite venues. So it's really kind of, if you really need to enhance your event where you're on ground, where your people on the ground, which really allows you to manage up. It allows you to take care of your content, take care of your attendees, your VIP, your executives, because we're actually handling all the details below you. It means you can travel with fewer people because we have people on the ground to handle things. Local expertise is something you'll see a lot. We have brick and mortar or feet on the ground in each of our destinations that we operate in. I think it's really important. Everybody has access to Google. Everybody has budgets. So what can we get? Our job is to find things that you can't find yourself or your attendees can't find. Those little kind of enhancement, those little moments that people remember. Event execution. As I said, we can handle the details. You don't have to advance a restaurant, go to a restaurant, make sure that your place settings are set up, the tables are set up for the right count, or your linens are in place, or your centerpieces. We handle all that so you can actually, as I said, manage up. Customized itineraries for those. You'll see by a lot of our destinations, we do a lot of family office meetings, board of directors meetings. We do a lot of incentives. Again, those really customized itineraries, things that you won't see in other destination management companies offering, that you won't find on hotels offering. So we're really the ones that can kind of find those really specific, unique activities and things like that. And then we're going to go into services offered a little bit later. So who is RMC? We're a privately owned, as I said in the video, but I think it's really important to stress, we're a privately owned woman and founder-led family business. Our owner and her daughter are the owner of our RMC DMC. They've actually owned it. We're actually celebrating 35 years this year. So Sean Thompson, who was referenced in the video, has really been a kind of an icon in the industry and has actually kind of created the industry. This industry business wasn't available 40 years ago. Another important thing is no franchises. We keep very close control over all our offices. I think it actually allows us to control quality better, consistency amongst all our offices. We own all our offices. Going back to the local expertise, we have expert teams located in each of our really bespoke, distinctive destinations, and I'll show you a map of that shortly. And then we offer luxury experiences in very bespoke destinations. You'll see by our list, our name is RMC, which stands for remote Resorts, Mountains, and Cities. We definitely lean more on the resorts and mountain side. We do have a few cities, which I'll highlight later. And then we customize our programming, our offerings by client and by event. You will never see a cookie cutter proposal from us. It's going to be highly customized. When we get to the final stage of designing a program for you, it'll be highly customized to you, your attendees. The value of RMC, or the value of using any DMC, in fact, is, again, going back to local expertise. I hit on that, but I think I can't stress it enough. Just really having people feet on the ground, knowing what's new, what's unique, and they can really vet the vendors well. Invariably, something will go wrong in an event. So having our local, your point of contact, having the restaurant's owner's cell phone number to fix an issue last minute is really a great thing. We actually obviously bring a lot of business to these vendors as well, so it kind of behooves them to work with us on any sort of special request that we have. So risk mitigation. We have a industry relations department that does a great job checking all insurance for all our vendors, making sure they're financially sound and maintaining their service standards. I think it's very important that when you come to our destinations, if you're staying at a luxury hotel, that the service levels don't drop off when you leave the hotel. We really want to have that same level, high touch, bespoke service that you'll find with our hotel partners. I think important is one point of contact. You'll have one operations manager that you will work with. That person will manage all the staff below them. We have full-time staff in each of our destinations, and we also have contract laborers who are actually technically employees. Some of our offices have as many as 500 employees that we use for meet and greet services, things like that. So our larger offices, we have a lot more people in our city destinations as well. One contract, you only sign one contract as opposed to contracting with each of these individual restaurants, offsite venues, transportation companies. You have one deposit schedule, you have one final bill. So we really make that process easier. As I said, you have one point of contact so you can actually manage up, take care of your content, take care of your attendees, and take care of your executives. And then obviously we manage all on-site coordination for all our suppliers. We make sure everybody's there on time. We stage everything 15 minutes beforehand. So we're very proud of our execution and our programs. Moving on to the services that we provide. Again, this might be a little rudimentary for some people, but again, I think it's important that we do kind of stress the services that are DMC. So we do transportation. So again, we have very unique ways to enhance our transportation, whether it's a trolley tour in Savannah or the Bluffton area, a helicopter tour over Yellowstone, or a 55 pax coach from the airport in Colorado Springs to the Broadmoor. We can really do everything. We have convertible vehicles for wine tasting. We can do a lot of very unique things and very special, whether you're just for your executives or VIPs, or for the entire group. We really have, we can scale it. Activities, we definitely like to put a little different spin on things, whether it be whale watching. We'll have you travel with a Cousteau biologist, oceanographer, excuse me, that can help you kind of explain things a little further. I think the education, as opposed to just the skipper talking about certain things, I think having an education, coming out of COVID, people were very interested in learning new things. So we've actually continued that through all our activities. The bottom left here, we have a great activity, or actually we can add it for your final event. It's just painting with gunpowder. We can have an artist who lays out gunpowder and then at the end gather everybody around and sets it alight. It's smokeless. We can do it indoors. It's a very, very unique experience, and we can give it to your VIP or CEO or your top incentive winner afterwards. Custom gifting experience. Obviously, Prestige has a great gifting department, but if you do want to do something with local gifting, in any of our destinations, we have local vendors. It's really great to meet a local hat maker who actually makes the hat. I think the passion just comes across really, really well. Meeting local people, I think, is really key to a program. And then dine arounds, obviously. Sorry about that. Dine arounds, really finding those unique hotel or destination restaurants that can have either private rooms or will block seating times in a certain restaurant. So we can help you with that as well. And then unique venues. We have a lot of access to private homes. We use Kevin Costner's home in Aspen. We also use his home very rarely. It's a high ticket item in Santa Barbara, which is very unique. But we have very unique homes that we can have access to, as well as unique venues. So again, going back to that kind of common theme of finding things that you can't find yourself. That's not available. For instance, this top left corner, this is Barbie Benton's home in Aspen. This is actually her discotheque, which is right off of her living room area. It was designed after Studio 54 in New York. Very unique destination, and we're the only company that can actually source that destination. So again, going back to kind of finding those very special things. And then this is our map. This is where we're located. We're coast to coast. We originally started in Aspen, Colorado. That's actually where I'm sitting right now. We started in Aspen and we spread over the years. Originally we were called Rocky Mountain Connections, and then when we branched out a little bit into the coast, we actually became Resorts, Mountains, and Cities. So as I said, we're celebrating 35 years this year. Another key thing that makes us different from other DMCs is our very close relationships with our hotel partners. As you can see from the destinations we operate in, there is a lot of luxury hotels available. So we work very closely with the Montage, St. Regis, Ritz-Carlton, the Belmont hotels around the country. Actually, some of these hotels we have actually desks in, so we actually sit very close to your catering conference service team, your sales team. So we started at the very beginning of the process before your site visit, so they include us a lot in their proposals and things like that. Then I'm just going to highlight a few of our newer destinations and then highlight a few of our popular ones. Santa Fe is one of our newer destinations. We opened this just right after COVID. We're preferred with the new Auberge Bishop's Lodge. It's 130 rooms, about 10 minutes from downtown. It was the original bishop of Santa Fe's summer residents or weekend residents. So it's a really easy access to downtown, brand new destination. It's really kind of brought some new life to Santa Fe. We're also partners with the Four Seasons, which is a little further out. It's about 15, 20 minutes from downtown. But Santa Fe is really the land of enchantment. Second oldest city in the country. Has incredible food, art scene. Great national parks in the area. Something of note that a lot of people don't realize, Santa Fe sits at 7,000 feet. So it does get winter conditions. It's actually just a little bit lower than Aspen, believe it or not, in the Rockies. So you can ski there in February, March, or January, February, March, but really this high season is mid-May through late October, which is a great time to be there. Great value actually in that off season if you do want to come and experience these great hotels. Low Country, this is one of our newer destinations. We have 3 offices in the area that spans from all the way from Charleston all the way down to Sea Island, Georgia. Montage Palmetto Bluff is really our kind of, that's the one I love the most, quite honestly. Sits on 25,000 acres on the May River, about 25 minutes from Savannah Airport. Just an amazing destination. Savannah in itself, we've seen actually incredible growth in with the redevelopment of the waterfront area, with the new JW Marriott, the new Thompson, the new Hotel Bardot, which was formerly the mansion on Forsyth Square. It's a 90-room new hotel, spectacular. It's a resort within the city. We're seeing a lot more incentive travel going into the Savannah area. Excuse me. Yeah, really just a fun destination.
I just want to jump in personally.
Sure.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you, but I have to say we did our President's Club there a few years back. And if you guys like ghosts, they can find the most incredible ghost tours and ghosts of really probably anywhere in the country. So it's a lot of fun, and it just really highlights the uniqueness that RMC will provide in searching out almost whatever you may be interested in. We will draw a line there. And I also wanted to just share, John, that one of the attendees on the call said that they had recently hosted their President's Club at Bishop's Lodge, used you as the DMC, and the trip was top notch. So thank you, Casey,
fantastic.
for that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Savannah's got a sweet spot in my heart. Honestly, I was born in Dublin. I don't know if you can recognize my accent anymore, but Savannah's got the second biggest St. Patrick's Day parade in the country after Chicago. So really fun history. So yeah, if you ever get a chance to visit personally or with a group, just a great destination. Charleston is another destination that's really special and close to my heart. We've operated here for about 15 years and just opened an office about a year ago. The Charleston Place, which is a 700-room hotel, quite large for a luxury hotel, just went through a $150 million renovation. Absolutely spectacular. We were also involved in their winter activate, or the holiday activation for decor, which is amazing. They do a very nice job. Other boutique hotels in the area is the Drewbury and the new Dunlin, which is a new auberge resort on St. John Island. So the Dunlin is 72 cottages and 19 villas. Spectacular destination, and really kind of fun and new in the Charleston area. Moving on to Colorado Springs, kind of touching on some of the cities. As I said, RMC cities, C stands for cities. Colorado Springs is going through a huge revival right now. The Broadmoor Hotel was sold about 3 years ago to Mr. Anschutz, who's a local Denver billionaire. He bought the hotel, and he's really, it's his kind of jewel in his crown of his empire. He's investing a lot of money. He's also bought out the Cog Railway and renovated the top of Pikes Peak, which is a 14,000-foot peak with a new venue space up top with the Cog Railway access. He's bought some new venue space. So really just, the Broadmoor is going through some really exciting things. Broadmoor's, it's a 770-room hotel. Don't be intimidated by that size, because there's a lot of different buildings. You can actually do a small group and not feel lost in the hotel itself, because they have different buildings. So it's actually really a good place for groups of all sizes. And also the Garden of the Gods Hotel Resort just went through a renovation. They're doing a very nice job for those smaller groups, whether it be a family program, board of directors meeting, family office meeting. small incentive. They do a very nice job in one of the most spectacular locations. Some of the offsite event space that we have in Colorado Springs, we have the Olympic Training Center, as well as the Air Force Academy. Garden of the Gods is a great destination itself, as is Pikes Peak. Moving on to Denver, again, close to my heart. Denver is going through a big revival right now, post-COVID. They've done a great job, like a lot of cities have struggled with some homeless issues. But Denver has done a nice job housing and taking care of their homeless population. The convention center is going through a brand new renovation. There's a new deck, also a new ballroom, 80,000 square feet with no obstructions. So a lot of investment and commitment from the Denver mayor for events going forward. So you'll see some good availability and good value, in my opinion, in Denver for future years. So moving on, Big Sky. So this was a new destination for us. Big Sky really did not have the capacity to do any group business over the years. They didn't actually have a luxury hotel. A lot of Big Sky is private homes, private clubs. So with the Montage Big Sky opened in 22. We went in as their partner and kind of developed the group business. It was a little bit of a challenge, quite honestly, because a lot of restaurants didn't know what a dine-around was. For instance, I always joke our horseback riding vendor would take names and numbers and call us the night before for weights. Didn't have any sort of contracting or deposit schedule or anything like that, and we had to do a lot of education. No, we need to pay you deposit. We need to get something in writing. So definitely developed that Big Sky destination to be more group friendly, and they are definitely seeing the value of being able to secure business longer out, getting some money in the books, deposits, things like that. So we're seeing some incredible growth there. The Montage is a 100-room hotel on Spanish Peak. It's about 10 minutes from the new downtown of Big Sky. There's a new one and only hotel which will open in 2026. So it's definitely a destination for those groups that are looking for something new that they haven't seen before. As we know, a lot of our attendees are very highly well-traveled. Big Sky, Santa Fe would be one of those two things that have flown under the radar for a while. One thing else about Big Sky, I just go back, it's 45 minutes. It's the closest destination to an entrance into Yellowstone. It's 45 minutes from the west gate of Yellowstone. So you can, with a full day, an early to-go breakfast, coffee, you can actually see the full upper loop of Yellowstone. It's about a 10-hour day. It's a long day, but it's really a bucket list destination. We had a client earlier this year see a wolf pack tracking a buffalo. Nothing gory happened, luckily. The buffalo was very smart. But just to see the wildlife there is absolutely spectacular. And wolves are one of the most prized viewing. Wolves and bobcats and lynx. We've seen all those in the last few months. So it's been absolutely incredible to be in Yellowstone. And I would recommend, if you do get a chance, in this lower picture on the left, this is our snow coach. They're large tires that they can inflate and deflate from inside the cab, where they can travel on snow. Being in Yellowstone when there's no crowds is absolutely a spectacular experience. So for those, if you do a winter program, day in Yellowstone will be highly recommended. Some other destinations, I'm just going to highlight some renovations that have just happened with some of our hotel partners, the St. Regis in Aspen, the Ritz-Carlton in Lake Tahoe, as well as the Four Seasons in Jackson Hole just completed awesome renovations that I've had the opportunity to stay in all those hotels recently. They're really just spectacular. So a couple of those renovations were highly needed, in my opinion, but they're done now, and it's great to see the commitment from the hotels to keep things up and going. So moving on to what I said earlier, how we can my goal is to try and make this process easier. I've said I've got a good understanding of the event cycle, and I know making decisions and getting information. It can take a long time to get a full detailed proposal from a DMC. When we check availability, get pricing, it can take up to 5 to 7 days, business days. So I will highlight a couple of things later, but I just want to highlight some of the resources I have on offer. One is our Quick Connect. This is a monthly newsletter that goes out that highlights some of our destinations. kind of says what's new in the destination. It's great kind of for a little destination overview. You'll see some highlights from our general managers about what's new restaurants, things like that. This Quick Connect was last month. It came out for Park City. So if anybody's interested in getting on our mailing list, we were very careful about how often we inundate you. We're very careful with the content and make sure that it is, worth your time. So if you'd like to send Deanna or I your email address, I'm happy to put you on this monthly newsletter list. Next, we offer, most DMCs do not, we do customized registration websites. If you don't have, if you're not using Cvent or something like that for your website, if you don't have an internal IT team, we can set this up where we can take all your, whether it be skiing, your boot size, your level of skiing, if you need an instructor or not, we can gather all that for you. And then, so that's really makes the kind of and link it in your website, or you can have your content on this with us, kind of makes it easier for you. And again, it's just something that not every DMC is offering, but again, going back to kind of just trying to make the whole process a little easier. We have a complete creative team. We have a team of 12. All our creative proposals that go out, our detailed proposals, and some of the collateral I'll show you in a bit, are created by our creative team.
Hey, John, can I jump in?
Sure,
please. Sorry, with a quick question. Just a question about the registration site. Is that complimentary? Sure. And if not, what is the approximate cost?
There is a charge, Deanna. Thank you. It's a $1,500 flat charge.
Thank you. Yeah,
and that's kind of, then we'll put you in contact with our creative team, and they will kind of work on your content and things like that. So yeah, that's something we offer, but there is a charge for it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Creative and RMC events. So we have our own decor company, which we call RMC Events. So all the events that I'm showing you, all the items in the video that I showed earlier, those are things that we created ourselves, and we own all of those items. So we don't bring an outside events company in and have them. So we actually created from the beginning. So it's all done through us. So whether you want to, if you're having an anniversary or a big corporate event and you have your theme colors, you want to incorporate it into your decor, into your lighting, we can work with you on that. We have designated people and they love the challenge. So these are just some of the examples of our decor. Going back to the Big Sky theme, this is just something that we created in Big Sky. So we ask for everybody, because of the sky, we actually do a lot of star watching. All right, not quite sure what happened there. So we have, for instance, we asked everybody for their zodiac sign, and each of these place settings, as you can see right here, is actually tailored to that attendee. So presentation is frozen for some reason. Excuse me. Again, this is it was indoor. It was a king table for about 20 people. We brought in crisp pine trees, live pine trees, incredible smell. We projected the stars up on the ceiling, and we had this very star themed Big Sky event for a very intimate group in Big Sky. It went over very well. It's just one example. This is another example. This is one that Deanna particularly likes. We have mini proposals for each of our destinations. So this is kind of a coffee table book style, kind of featuring for Big Sky. It kind of highlights what's available, the event space, the top activities, some decor themes. A lot, like for instance, a lot of hotels ask you to do a lot of high food and beverage minimums. You might have to use the same venue twice. We can come in and we have design to give you that same space, a very look and feel for 2 evenings if you have to do something like that and utilize the hotel's food and beverage. So we have these flip books, as we call them, for each of our destinations. It's a great way for you to build internal interest, or kind of if you have a host that's interested in Big Sky, or if you're trying to sell he or her on a destination, this is kind of a great piece to kind of have. And it's also good for your education as well. If you're trying to kind of get an idea, I've never had the opportunity to be Big Sky, reach out to me. I'm happy to jump on a call and give you kind of an overview of the destination, some of the challenges, some of the benefits, things like that. So yeah, these are available, and we call them flip books. We also have like your 5-day program itinerary. This would be typically your 5 top day top things to do in Big Sky. If you're trying to kind of, again, you have a request for this this amazing program, this is it in a nutshell. This is how I would do a program if I had an unlimited budget. So we also have high-level pricing based on this itinerary. They change constantly. So if you do need to plug some numbers into a budget just to see if a destination will fit your budget, happily reach out to me or your Prestige representative. I will always include the Prestige representative in our communication, just full disclosure, but feel free to go through either avenue, myself or your Prestige representative, and I can get you any of this information. So moving on to questions and answers. I was just wondering if there's any questions or any clarification I can give on any things that we discussed. Please let Deanna know. I am available if anybody wants to set up a call. As I said, I like to try and be that kind of trusted advisor. I want to kind of be that consultant where whether you use us or not in a destination, just I'm very, very proud of our destinations, as you can tell. I hope you can tell. So yeah, so I'll open the floor to any questions, Deanna, or any last comments from yourself.
I'm not seeing any questions yet if anyone wants to throw something in the chat, but I have a question, John. What would you say with all these fabulous, high-level, gorgeous destinations, what is your best value destination?
Lake Tahoe, believe it or not. I think your buck goes further in Lake Tahoe. North Lake Tahoe is an amazing destination. You have the Ritz-Carlton there. You have other hotels in Tahoe City as well as Truckee. Reno is your airport, about 45 minutes from the Ritz. The Ritz recently, it is on North Star Mountain. It's located up in the hills, but they do have a beach club down on the lake. So you actually get the best of both worlds. You can actually go to the beach during the day, have your mountain feel at nighttime. Pretty spectacular. One of my favorite destinations, and your buck does go a little further there.
Good to know. That's great.
And then obviously there's sorry, Deanna, sorry for cutting you off there. There's certain times of the year, like value season, shoulder season in like the Big Sky and the mountain destinations, like May is some great value. If you come into a mountain, any of our destinations during holiday season, you're competing with the leisure traveler, obviously. So if you ever want to kind of, because we're hearing availability and kind of need dates from our hotel partners all the time, if you ever have want to stretch a budget a little further, reach out to me or your Prestige person. They obviously have all that sourcing capabilities. But yeah, definitely love to help you. But Lake Tahoe is a wonderful destination.
Good to know. Another question, John, is where would they find the flip books? And I would say from a Prestige perspective, we do have them on file. So you can reach out to your sales contact at Prestige. We can always check with John too to see if they have a more current one. As he says, I think we get them monthly updates with new tweaks and things to them. So we can certainly check with him for your respective destination, but they are honestly amazing. And it has really helped our clients at times when they're looking at multiple destinations, just get, like he said, a high level view of some destinations you may not as be familiar with, or perhaps your stakeholders aren't, just to have them, look through the books, see some high level pricing, and just possibly narrow down some destinations just based on these really fabulous resources that John has available to us.
Thank you, Deanna. Yeah, we constantly tweak them because there's always new things coming up. Yeah, so yeah, it's kind of they're fun to flip through. It's kind of a fun little kind of coffee, as I said, coffee table kind of mini proposal. Obviously, we want to work with you if we're working closer to a program and you're actually working we will send you a full detailed proposal with full availability and things like that. But this the flip books and the high level pricing will be enough to kind of get you started, just to fill in some budget numbers while we're getting a full proposal working for you.
Good. Well, I don't see any more questions, John, at all. Yeah. Just again, thank you everyone that is on the call. We'll certainly follow up with John's presentation. And again, certainly reach out to your sales contact and can engage John with any questions, comments, interests that you have in any of these wonderful destinations.
Thank you, everybody, for your time. Deanna, thank you so much for the opportunity. We love our partnership with Prestige. And yeah, have a great day, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody.